Hello, everyone.
Oh,
This
I
is-
said the same thing.
Go ahead.
That-
This is your part.
Oh, it's my part.
Uh-huh.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. It's Roy, Val, and Daisy, the three of us, the three amigos, all coming together. Today we wanted to talk about this glass kit that we have called the Tiny Angel Panel Kit. So you can see some examples of it here. I mean, part of it was we were thinking, what a great, time of the year, right? It's Christmas time, and angels are always kind of fun.
And it comes with three, and there's three of us, so
Perfect.
it just worked out perfect.
Oh, that's you then.
This is the one you guys told me I had to do,
Oh,
so
that-
yeah.
Yep, I don't think we told you, but anyway.
You chose first.
You said take this one. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, so we wanted to show you the kit. What it doesn't come with glass is probably the most important thing you need to know, right? But it does come with the bevels, and if you see the jewels for the heads, which are really pretty nice, these faceted jewels, and it does come with the bevels in the corner. So you see these 8 bevels.
It comes with the cane to frame it up.
Yep. And if you, I thought you were gonna hit me. And, if you're not familiar with the frame, it's a 1/4 inch. So when they talk about the size of frame, it's always the face. So that's a 1/4 inch, and then it's a U channel. So if you can see it from the end, you'll see it look shaped like the letter U. And they give you, and it comes just like this, cut in these 3 pieces, so it fits into a box better, so we can ship it, right? Normally the cane comes 6 foot, so must be 2 foot pieces.
Must be. Must be.
Just did some math in my head.
Yep.
2 times 3. Right?
Must be.
Yep. Good, good. And Daisy, she's down there working hard because, again, we are live here, and we're just waiting on customers probably like 2 seconds before we went live, and
Yeah.
so it's maybe why one of us didn't get all their soldering done. And
Whoops.
I'm not talking about Daisy. I'm talking about me. So yeah, you can see my panel is.
And I left
not
mine
fine.
intentionally in pieces so that,
Is that what you say?
yeah, so that you could see how it fits, and we have a couple tips on the pattern and that kind of stuff too. But so we have kind of different stages, but Daisy's doing something kind of fun, so we were
Yeah.
thinking we'll let her do the soldering because hers is a little more exciting than us. But it is, if you do it just traditionally, it's still a pretty cute little
Oh, I
pattern
think it's really
situation.
nice,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. If you guys aren't aware, all 3 of us, work here at Delphi. We're not just behind the camera doing this kind of thing. So I know Daisy and I are very similar. We like to bite off more than we can chew, or we have time for, is probably a better way of putting it. Sometimes we get too busy at work and can't always finish up the things we want to finish up. But
I'm doing it.
Yeah, you
I'll
are.
let Daisy talk about her panel
But
in a
it's
little while,
definitely,
but-
yeah, it's definitely great. I mean, it's together, and it's
Oh, yeah,
definitely,
it's
you
gonna
can
be
see
fun.
the idea. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cute.
Pretty cool. So that was sort of the point, right? So the kit does come with the 3 angel bevels, and it does come with a pattern. So if you want to do the 2 panels that you see here, we have a pattern for doing that. But part of this, what we wanted to show is that also you could do your own thing, right? I mean, you can, I think all 3 of us altered the pattern to kind of fit what we were trying to do, and we can talk more about that in a moment. But, a lot of times I know dealing with customers and teaching classes, people are always afraid to adjust the pattern, and they think they can't or something, like it's taboo to change a pattern, but not true at all, right? Sometimes we change them to make it easier, or sometimes we change it to just give it more interest. No
Yeah.
right or wrong.
No. So, two, we also wanted to show that if you can
Turn
see,
it around, so
should I?
It's upside down for
Okay, well.
but you.
The point I was going to make right here was how cute the little angel is just by herself.
Yes.
So this time of year, I think a lot of people are trying to think of, oh, I wish I would have done something for them, or I wish, I forgot, and I would, if you want a little last minute gift, just foiling this little angel and soldering it together, and maybe, embedding a loop somewhere or something. Could be a little sun catcher, or it could be an ornament. It's a little heavy, but it could certainly be an ornament on a tree. Would go together pretty quick, don't you
Yeah,
think?
I do think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is what it looks like. This is a little deceiving, but there are actually the 3 angels, bevel angels, are on this card. So it doesn't come with the jewel head, right?
Nope, that's separate, and you can, purchase the heads if you're buying them separate. If you're not buying the kit, you can purchase the heads.
But it does come in the kit. The head does come in the kit.
The heads
okay.
come in the kit. The
Yeah.
Bevels,
And
all
then
the bevels.
we also kind of wanted to point out that, it doesn't have to be a bevel for the head either. You know, you could, like, in this situation where it comes with, the kit comes with the
1-inch
actual
bevels.
one, I'm going to reach over here. The 1-inch bevels that go in the corners. But I went ahead and used the background glass that I was going to use for the border and kind of cut them and just decided to turn it a different way. So, I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you don't have to actually use the bevels. And the same with the head. If you don't have a jewel, you could just cut one of your textured clears. And I've
Sure.
seen people do that all the time, and it's really cute. So, you know, just kind of FYI, there's a bunch of different ways you can do this. So do you want to talk about the
Yeah,
pattern?
let's talk about your pattern, right? So
right.
I think you have.
Oh, sorry.
Here,
Yeah, I do. I have it.
you have a.
the
It's
two.
a little more crowded with 3 people, right? It's
I
very
know.
hard to- not a lot of elbow room. So, this is what the pattern looks like when you buy the kit. Like as I mentioned before, the pattern does come with it.
That's the center panel.
Yep.
Yeah, it's this
Yeah,
one.
this is the center panel, right?
We include all 3 patterns.
Yes, all
In
3
the kit,
patterns.
yes.
Correct, in the kit.
Yes. And go ahead and explain, if you were to look at this and you're a stained glass
Yeah.
person, you might see some questionable pieces that
I like to use the word challenge.
challenging. Yeah, okay. But so that's really why we altered a couple of the patterns, because I mean, Daisy did this one and it's really great. I mean,
Well, this
Daisy did
That
this one.
oh, I'm
Mel
sorry,
did
Daisy.
this one.
Yeah.
Daisy did this one. Mel did that one.
with it, so.
But they also, I think, probably used band saws. Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you look at this pattern, trying to cut this half circle head out of this piece up here is going to be a bit challenging. So, so we just decided in this, just to see, because like Roy and I talk and Daisy, that sometimes I think people don't realize how easy it is sometimes to break up some of those really difficult cuts. And so this is the original, and then this is just the way over here. And if you see that, then that really kind of reduces all those inside curves that are going to be really, really
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah, if you look at the individual pieces real quick, I mean, right, you can see these 3 nice amber pieces that Val cut. I mean, look at how gentle these curves are compared to if you look at the piece by itself and you have to try to, as we've been mentioning, that doing that by hand is quite a challenge. You'll do a lot of grinding, or you're gonna.
Right,
You can buy a saw from us. We'd be happy to
right.
sell you.
So anyway, just don't be afraid if you do get something down the road or you find a pattern that you really like and you look at it and you have some issues with thinking some of those are challenging, just kind of look where it would maybe naturally be able to break up or balance, and it really can be helpful, because if we cut, maybe I'd get that out of there, but maybe I'd ruin a few pieces trying to do it. So
Sure, it definitely, like as I mentioned before, a bit more of a challenge, right? When it's a little more trickier sort of cut.
Yeah.
So mine is like the one I was working on here is closer to Val, and I did the same thing. I mean, I broke it up. I can show you the pattern if you really want to see the pattern. I had good intentions to even do it even crazier than this. Right, I had these kind of half circles in there that I was going to break up and use different color ambers, but I was running out of time, so I decided to just keep it a little simpler. The other thing I was planning on doing was, so it does come with bevels, right? And so I foiled them, but I was going to solder these on top of some ambers glass that I cut, like an overlay, or sometimes people will refer to it as laminating, even though I'm not really gluing them. I was just going to solder them together just to change the color of the bevel, so it'd still have bevels, but I'm just incorporating some of the background color that I have. I sometimes think that helps kind of tie everything together. But one thing, if you want to look at the patterns again, something that normally you might have to do this if you're working with bevels. So if you see the red lines here, that is the actual bevels. So this is true of any bevel you buy. They're not always exactly like they look like in the pattern. Again, if you see that these come with patterns. And so what I did was, if you can see here, I put the angel together and just soldered it real quick. That way I'm just treating it like one piece, which makes it easier and then I just traced around it with a red marker, and then the red marker then lets me know where I need to cut the pieces, all the background pieces, to the new line, which is red.
Right.
And since it's red, it's a lot easier to spot.
so you can tell if you cut it to the actual black line that's the original pattern, you'd have had quite a bit of gap. So like Roy said, the bevels are never going to be completely
Exactly
true
perfect.
each
Yep.
time. So it's better. I did the same thing on mine. I didn't actually solder mine together, but I took each piece and drew my red lines, just so you can see. So you can do it whichever way, but tacking it together is a good idea too, because then you're not sliding anything.
Yeah,
So
they keep, otherwise they'll just kind of keep moving around and you're always kind of chasing them.
yeah. So
But Daisy's doing something a little different where she didn't actually have to trace around hers because she's getting super creative. And I think you forgot some glass in the background.
oh jeez,
I meant to do that.
Oh,
that looks great.
Yeah.
I love it.
When I was making the blue panel, I was like, what if I just kind of suspended the angels, so then you're not trying to make some of those, impossible cuts or, having to add a bunch of break lines and stuff like that. So figured since I had to make another one, I'd give it a try.
Nice.
And because I'm me, I did all these pebbles and took a really long time. So
Yeah, but it's really cute. And this is, it is a little bit more tedious the way you did it, but you use this. You think this helps?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Nugget?
Yes.
What is it? The
Nugget
foiler.
Nugget
nugget
foiler,
foil.
I know.
Yes, nugget. I'll just call it nugget. But yeah, it's kind of just genius. It's not that,
Yeah, it makes
incredibly
it
complicated.
show it
super
really
I was just
easy.
going to say, Daisy, can you show real quick? I know you got a little flex on your hand.
Fingers are all slimy and gross, but
Do we have scissors?
somewhere in this room.
Over there.
I got a pair of scissors.
Oh, this is blackback. Okay. Okay. So there's a nice little bit of like silicone in there, and you'll see why that's a good thing in a second here. So you kind of lay your foil down, and then you can start your pebble and kind of roll it. And
Is it hard with your fingers being slimy?
yeah, a
We
little
could have
bit.
done it. I should have done it. Sorry.
And the foil's not
But
sticking
it works
too well.
really. But it works really good. Is the point, right? I think it really
yeah,
works well.
because you have that little bit of silicone in there. There's some cushion, so it kind of pushes your foil down as you roll it. So then all you have to do is just flatten that down with your burnisher, and it makes it super duper
Super duper
simple.
easy. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that was easy. So how many of those nuggets do you have in your little panel there, Daisy?
104.
104, I know.
That would have been a good guessing game.
Yeah,
Oh, we could have.
How many
Yeah.
nuggets?
and I started it 2 days ago.
Nice. And she hasn't slept since, is that?
Oh my gosh.
No,
Oh, okay.
I started it on Monday, and then I took it home and didn't touch it, and then finished it this
Finished her
morning.
up today. Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, that works. That does a good job.
yeah, it's
So I was going to ask
Nice
about
little
the
tool.
wire. So are you using like the brake lines, like from the pattern where you put your wire, or were you just trying to pick some strategic places?
I kind of used
Oh, I see.
those lines a little bit, but make it kind of flow a little bit better. So like this, they're all fairly close except for this one, but I didn't want to have to come all the way out here, and it kind of just made sense there. So
Yeah, but you did kind of use them a little bit as a
Yeah,
guide just
yeah.
to stabilize it. So that is good.
So
yeah.
I can just kind of attach it to my little angel where my solder lines are, and then I have so much. I'll have so much solder like around the edge here. I have a lot of places I can just kind of tuck the other end in, and it'll be hidden. So
So what kind of wire are you using?
I am using the 16 gauge pre-tinned wire. So you could use any size gauge you want, but I just like the look of the 16 gauge. It's a little bit
Yeah,
thicker,
it's a little bit stronger for that purpose.
a little bit sturdier.
So it's a copper wire that's already tinned,
Tinned.
Yes.
right? Already has a little bit of solder on the outside, so
Yep.
so it's silver in color, so you don't have to worry about doing that. And then it solders quite easily, right?
Yep.
To the,
Just need to put your flux on there, and then you can just solder to it right away. So
very nice.
nice
Cool.
and easy.
Yeah, and then the other thing you did a little bit different is in the corners you didn't use bevels or
Nope.
or a piece of glass.
I used faceted jewels. So I used clear ones because I had so much color here. So it's the same thing that our little angel heads are. They're just a little bit bigger, and they fit right there in the corners.
Yeah, it looks really neat.
Can't wait to see it done.
Right.
Hopefully today.
So we brought a couple other things. These little angels that we've made over the years. I don't really know. Maybe did you make them?
I made those.
Okay,
Oh,
Daisy's made all these. But just another way of showing you that, it could be very simple and maybe doesn't even have to be a bevel cluster. The bevel clusters are really fun. But then we also thought about this filigree that we sell. And so, even like Daisy could put a kind of a three-dimensional halo with a piece of wire or one of these filagrees.
I think I'm going to
Oh,
actually.
yeah. Okay. So, so they're kind of fun too, and a lot of them come already. So I thought with the,
You talked about doing it with yours, right?
yeah, and I also thought with if
Like,
just
pull some out.
making a sunset, just making the angel by itself, maybe you would put, a filigree around the top, or I don't know, you can cut those, but they're really
You
cute.
want bigger ones than this or no? But you could just put these in instead,
Right.
which is real nice, right? And then it gives you a great place to attach to the head, attach to the body. And I like your idea of like having a sun catcher or an ornament.
And then some of the pre-tinned wire that we're using could also then be easily tacked to that filigree to come up and be, like a halo.
And a place to also hang it from.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just once we start talking about these things, we just sort of kind of go down that rabbit hole. I mean, think, oh yeah, we have this angel and we have that angel, and
We could do it
but
this way.
I don't know. I think it's always there's value in it because they can be such a cute little thing and they can really be put together pretty quick. And
Yeah, you were saying, normally, you could put this together relatively quick unless you're doing 104 nuggets. Then that might
no, and then we talked about the
Might
kit.
take a little longer.
The kit too was. Is the three, right? So it's like the three little panels. So we also were talking about, well, this horizontal situation is really cute, but you also could stack them vertically if you wanted to, if that was like you had that kind of a size window or something. And just as I'm sitting here thinking, you know what also I'm thinking?
No.
You actually could just make them individual like we're doing here, and then tack them like a candle shelter or something.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like the little panels?
Uh-huh.
Oh, gosh,
Instead of
that's
attaching
a
them
great
all
idea.
in
Your
a.
next project, Val.
Oh,
All right,
okay,
that's
right.
what we're going to do. Have that ready.
Yeah,
for-
but I mean, so I think there's lots of options, to do it, or just use each one singular. As kind of a cute little panel in itself. So.
It's a good point, because like I was saying, I think what I started with saying that a lot of times people see something and they think, oh, that's the only way it can be done, right? I mean, that's the pattern, and that's what it comes with. But you
We
can
like
break
to
them out.
deconstruct
You
it.
can, you
Yeah,
can use them
exactly.
individually, You can,
And then if you get that many actual projects out of what realistically was just advertised as one project, I mean, that's just more bang for your buck too. I mean,
bonus.
yeah, well, I mean, you get all that in one deal. So anyhow, I think it's cute. So Daisy's doing really good.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Good work.
Thank goodness,
great job
thank
just working
goodness
with us.
someone's
Man,
put one
this is
together. So good.
So I just
What
cut
else
my
here?
little wire so I can tack that on there, and now my angel has a little halo. So there we go. Nice and easy.
We'll be sure to share the finished project when Daisy's done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if we're not busy today, it'll probably be today, right? So
yeah,
just not-
probably.
I hope
right?
so.
Yeah, if we're not too busy.
Okay,
I
well,
think
that's about.
probably it, right?
Yep.
Well, if you guys have questions, after listening to us, feel free to reach out to us. You can always email us at facebook@delphiglass.com, or you can message us on Instagram or
YouTube.
YouTube. Or,
I don't know.
we can't at YouTube.
We can't?
Message us.
Oh, okay.
You
We
can
can't.
comment, though.
Yeah, you can look. You can look at
comment
them,
there, that's
right?
You
You-
Comment on there. We
Okay.
respond.
certainly
Okay.
comment on there.
Good.
And then also on Facebook.
And then
Oh,
I
sure,
think-
why not? Why not just
And I
reach out
think
to
we'll be back
Facebook?
next week, right? We're
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
We're
gonna
going
come
back
next
to
week.
back.
So, yeah, we're going to do something that we do every now and then, and it's the where we just field questions. And
So if you have some,
yeah, really,
submit
well-
them so we have something to. So we're not
Something to
just
talk about. So we're just sitting here,
yeah,
which
looking
is-
at each other.
We'll
Yeah,
be sure to post, and you guys can put your questions in the
Yeah.
comment section. And
that would be
Yeah.
so helpful
yeah,
if
or
they
if you have
would.
questions
Yeah.
beforehand, right? Just you can also get a hold of us before we go live, and we can answer your questions. So if you're not going to be able to watch us live, just
Submit, yeah.
submit a question anyways, and then we'll answer them if we get them, or we'll do our best to answer them. So, and it can be about stained glass, fusing, flame working, mosaics, anything glass related.
Perfect.
So,
Okay, good.
all right, well,
All right, then we'll see you
all
next week.
Next week.